Hello and welcome to another episode of ATG TV. Today's topic is called You Ratified a Contract, Now What? I have two special guests with me. Mary Teeter, one of our rock star settlement agents here at ATG, and Hope Teller, one of the super rock stars processors here. So Mary Teeter works with some of the best agents in the markets, in the DC markets. So once you receive a contract or ratify a contract from your realtor, so what happens after that?
Once we receive a contract from one of our agents, I make sure that it's sent over to Hope Teller, my fantastic processor, and she takes it from there. Hope, what happens with this contract once you get it?
When I receive the contract from Mary Teeter, I will open it in our system and just verify that all the information is correct, including buyer, seller, and agent information. Once we have the contract all open and everything is set in the file in our system, then we will send out a title search to our abstractor and also the agent information sheets along with the buyer and seller info sheets.
What is that, agent info sheet?
These info sheets are sheets that are actually pertinent to the process of our file through closing. Very. And it's ideal to get them in 30 days. But the buyer and seller info sheets include whether the buyer needs a survey or if the seller has a mortgage on the property or HOA or condo information. Once I receive these sheets back, I will save them to the file and I will order the condo and HOA information if applicable to the property. And then I will order the mortgage information if, whatever's provided in the seller info sheet.
The payoff of the mortgage, what it takes to pay it off in full and release it.
And if a survey is required, I'll also order a survey. So once those info sheets are in, then we have the title search in from the abstractor, and then we send the title commitment to the underwriter to review.
What does the underwriter do? What is that position?
The underwriter will review the title report, the title commitment that we receive, and make sure that there are no liens on the property, judgments against the buyer or seller. And then once they prepare that commitment to send to me, I will review and make sure that I have to clear if there's any judgments, order payoffs, etc., judgments against the buyer or seller. Once the file is clear, everything's done and prepared for closing, I will send the title commitment, the preliminary closing disclosure, the closing protection letter, wire instructions, and tax information to the lender. Once that is complete, once the title binder commitment is sent to the lender, then I will wait until they send me lender instructions, which is usually, a week prior to closing. Once I receive the lender instructions, I will prepare the closing disclosure for closing, making sure all the lender fees are correct and everything is up to date.
And making sure all the agent's fees are accurate as well.
Yes, as long as we have those agent info sheets. So once I have the approval from the lender with the loan documents, I prepare the file to give to Mary Teeter for closing, who is the settlement agent to close and perfect the file through closing.
So what point do we schedule the closing with the realtors, buyers, sellers, and lenders on this?
Ideally, it'll be in the agent information sheets, and they'll say the time and the settlement location and things for the buyer and seller, and I'll put that in the file, and we'll also reconfirm that they do still want that time and place a week prior to closing.
And the date of closing should be on a contract. We just kind of confirm it with the realtors what's a good time for them to close, morning, afternoon, evenings, that kind of thing.
Right. And what I'll do as a processor is I'll go off of the estimated closing date in the contract, and I'll work off that estimated closing date until the agent or lender tells me otherwise, if it is moved or coming closer. It's going to close closer than it was in the contract.
So Mary handles the closing, meets up with the realtors and their clients, and the paperwork gets signed. So what happens after that, Mary?
So after everybody's done celebrating, because the sellers are very excited
And the keys exchange.
they're done with this home and they're off to Bermuda, and then the buyers are excited, they're moving their brand new family into their forever homes. I collect all the documents, I make sure that everything is signed, T's are crossed, I's are dotted, things like that. I'm going to take everything back to our post-closing department.
And slash funding departments, right?
So, and the funders, those lovely people that make sure that all of the proceeds are dispersed and everybody gets all of their money. And then Hope is going to make sure that everything is accurate as well. And then somebody's going to tell me why Mo has this mustache.
It's Movember. It's
Movember.
November is a Men's Cancer Awareness Month. So I do this every year, and hopefully we can create some awareness for men's cancer. And anything to add as far as besides my mustache?
Just want to make sure before we do send the, file the post-close and everything, we do have to make sure that funds are in before
What
we
does
go
that
to
mean? Funds
closing.
are in. There's a term called good funds. What does that mean?
Good funds, that would mean we have the buyer's wire or check, and we also have the lender wire balanced and everything in our account.
But buyer's
Right.
check that cleared.
Check
It's
that
good
cleared,
funds.
exactly. It's,
Just
yeah.
receiving a check is not considered good funds, right?
True.
Okay. Fantastic. Thank you, ladies. And join us for our next episode. We're going to talk about what happens at closing. And Mary will join us again. Thank you.